everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the beginning of my Best of 2017 series. I'm going to be breaking down my top beauty products into categories. I started filming this as one video and I felt too jumbled and just too long. So I ultimately decided that it was best if I just break these up and upload them separately. So today I'm starting with foundation, powder, and concealer. Now, how I went about choosing these products was pretty simple. I just selected the things that I reach for almost every single day. That when I'm sitting at my vanity, I'm about to do my makeup, I look out at all the products I have, the different foundations, the different powders, the different concealers. These are the ones that throughout 2017 were always my just no-brainer, go-to. I know this is gonna work. I know I'm gonna be happy with this. And if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you may have noticed that I didn't review as many foundations and concealers in 2017 as I have in previous years. And that just comes down to the fact that I am trying to only purchase cruelty-free brands. And unfortunately, Yves Saint Laurent, I couldn't buy their All Hours foundation or concealer. And there was a new concealer, I think, by Christian Dior that was pretty popular that I also didn't purchase. And then as tempted as I was to want to buy and try for you the new NARS foundation, I didn't do that either. So I'm trying to not just talk the talk, I'm trying to walk the walk and not buy those brands. So that's why I didn't review as many this past year. But I found some true gems in 2017. And also, if you've been with me for a while, you probably know what my favorites are without me even having to do this video. But I'm doing it anyway, for those of you that may not know. So my number one foundation from 2017 was the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream. I've been using it pretty much nonstop since I purchased it. I have started using less of the brush that I bought in conjunction with it and using more often than not, I will use my damp beauty blender because I'm finding that it's actually a little bit too much coverage for me. I was so excited by the amount of coverage when I first got it that I was kind of spackling it on, although I used way less than a lot of other YouTubers do. I have to tell you, I watched other reviews and I just couldn't believe how much some people were using. This is one of those foundations that you really have to use a very, very small amount of, and I've demonstrated that in a couple of my videos where I've shown it. So I have decided that when I want it to give not quite as much coverage, I will really dampen my beauty blender a lot, use a very small amount, and I still think it works beautifully. It lasts all day on me. I'm still very, very happy with it. Now, the foundation I was raving about prior to buying this Jouer was the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte, and I still really, really like this one. The reason why I'm not reaching for this one as much as I'm reaching for this one is because this warm beige shade is a little bit too dark for me. I got this when it launched, I think it was September, and it was the end of the summer, and even though I don't tan my face or my body, I'm always wearing SPF, I still get a little bit of color, and I'm much more diligent with weekly self-tanning in the summer because obviously I'm showing a lot more skin. In the wintertime, I only use some sort of tanner when I have an event to go to, like a New Year's party or a Christmas party or something like that, or if I'm going on vacation. But other than that, I don't really take the time to use a self-tanner. So this color is just too dark on me. But overall, I still think it's amazing, and I will be reaching for it again come probably spring and summer. Next up is this Trish McEvoy Beauty Balm Instant Solutions. I've spoken about this in several videos for the last 6 months, and I just took it on my vacation to California this last week over New Year's, and I wore this every day during the day when we were just kind of walking around sightseeing because it does give me a little coverage. Most BB creams I've tried in the past, they offer so little coverage you might as well have nothing on your face. This one at least covers up some of my marks, but it doesn't look or feel like makeup. It has an SPF 35. It primes, brightens, evens, hydrates, controls oil, retexturizes, protects. It's just an overall great product, I feel, for somebody with oily skin, large pores. It probably wouldn't be the best for somebody with real dry skin because while you could probably use it as a primer, it's not going to be hydrating enough for you for really any other purpose. But you could use it as a primer, you could use it as your SPF. But at a price point of I think $85, I'm not so sure you'd want to go that way. For me, I justify the cost because it does cover so many bases for me as far as being a primer, if I wanted it to be, having that SPF, controlling oil, and having some coverage. This is just my everyday no makeup but unfortunately it doesn't come in a whole lot of shades, and this shade number 1 could possibly be too dark for even fair skin. Now my favorite powder of 2017 is this Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder infused with peach and sweet fig cream. I love the way it smells. I love the texture of it. It's very, very finely milled. It gives a real airbrushed appearance. It takes down the look of pores and sets your makeup. It's not amazing at controlling oil, but it does keep me more matte than other powders. I like the packaging. I like that it has this cover. So when you're traveling, you can keep it closed and you don't get powder everywhere. So I really like that as well. It doesn't have flashback in photos. I don't know if you saw that, it kind of like dusted up there. But overall, this is the powder that I reach for the most. Now, if I had to give an award for the best concealer of 2017, it would have to be Tarte Shape Tape. I know this one is so hyped up and so many YouTubers use it, but it's for good reason. I really, really like this product. I have it in a couple colors. This is a light medium honey. I also have, I think it's called light. I think there's a light neutral, but I just have the light. So I have light and then light medium honey. And I did just recently talk about the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in my December favorites. And I really like that one too for lighter days. But if I'm going out or if I'm filming or I'm taking photos for Instagram, or if my eyes just look really, really dark that day, my under eye area, I can always count on this. I use this on my freelance clients. I don't freelance much anymore, but this is what I have in my kit. And it came out, I think, towards the end of last year towards the end of 2016, and it was hard for Ulta stores to keep in stock. And now I think they're usually pretty well stocked. The trick with this is that you have to use a real small amount. Don't go ham with it and just apply as much as you might see in some other videos. I like to use a damp beauty blender. I just put a little bit in the corners of my eyes and then blend it out. I've demonstrated it in several tutorials, and I just think it's an excellent product. I just saw today that there are rumors about a Shape Tape foundation coming this year. So that will be very interesting and good because Tarte is cruelty free, so I can review that foundation if and when it does come out. But if you haven't tried this yet, I highly recommend it. If you have and maybe you didn't like it, try using a little bit less, or maybe even mixing it with a little eye cream, using a damp beauty blender to apply it. I'm not saying that if you hated it, that all of a sudden you're gonna love it, but I think that it has such good reviews and such a cult following for good reason. It was definitely my favorite of the year. All right, so those are my picks for the best foundations, concealer, and powder from 2017. Next up, I'm thinking of doing my top eyeshadow products, or I'm not really sure. But next up will be a video on color cosmetics. And then after that, I will probably do my best hair care and or skincare. So definitely make sure you're subscribed so you receive notification when those videos go live. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Everything is Risa Does Makeup. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.